You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Y&R fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I've got just a few spoilers for you for next week. We will have more this weekend. We'll have the full roster of dated daily spoilers, but for right now, we've got some stuff just to tide you over, just to get you excited. I got spoilers for Audra and Sally, for Dr. Alan Laurent and Traci and Ashley, and also some business chatter with Lily and Devon and Nate. And just to be fun, I'm going to take these in the order that I find least to most interesting, just to shake things up today. But if you haven't, please subscribe so you don't miss any of our Young and the Restless updates. So the least interesting spoiler I have on my list for next week pertains to Lily Winters, Devon Hamilton, and Nate Hastings. So the context for what I'm about to tell you is that meeting that Mamie called, where she basically invited everybody except for Chance and Jill and Billy. You know, everybody who's related on the Abbott side. And I mean, Devon is a chancellor, but you know, he's kind of, you know, I think Mamie sees him as more Winters than chancellor. And remember, Mamie told them she wants Jill out. She thinks that Jill shouldn't be involved. You know, her name is on the door. She handled the merger. The company is half hers, and it has been for a long time, but Mamie wants her out. And basically, Devon quickly figured out that the problem is not Jill, it's Mamie, because Mamie has come to town and she's been stirring the pot constantly since then. So they told her, we're not doing this. We're not having it. No. Nate told her no. Devon told her no. Lily told her no. Abby, you know, went along with them, of course, because she doesn't want to see this happen either. Mamie blew up and she called them all cowards. All right. So that takes us to next week, where we have Devon and Nate in Lily's office. And Lily says, I have been very loyal to Jill, and this is a complete betrayal. So we have to respond accordingly. Nate says, you do realize she's going to explode when we do this, right? And Devon says, I don't care. She dropped a bomb on us and we're going to return the favor. So the big question, because of how vague these are, is whether the spoilers are about Jill or if they're about Mamie. Now, I'm leaning towards thinking they are about Mamie, that Lily has been loyal to Jill and this conversation with Mamie is a complete betrayal. That could be what she's saying. And then when Nate says she's going to explode when we do this, he may well be talking about Mamie. And then Devon saying she dropped a bomb on us and we're going to return it. Again, probably back to Mamie when she called them all cowards and said basically she's going to make them pay. So that's what I'm leaning towards, because she's present and Jill is off screen. We will see how it goes. But again, the business stuff just doesn't interest me that much. That's why it's ranked at the bottom of the list. Next on the list, we have Dr. Alan Laurent. He is at the Abbott Mansion. He is talking to Traci Abbott last week. If you remember, not only does he know Ashley, but he has met two of her three alters. He has met Ms. Abbott, who wants to kill Tucker, and he has met Belle, who wants to just hump everybody, I think. So he is not even a licensed therapist at this point. I think he said he gave up his license, but he's in town as a friend, but then is low-key psychoanalyzing her, which she fully realizes both Ms. Abbott knows it and Belle knows it. Ashley seems to be still sleeping on the bed in her brain. So remember, Ms. Abbott told Alan, go kick rocks, leave town. And then he was ready to go. And then Belle showed up and started flirting with him. And, you know, it's crazy, literally crazy. So Alan Laurent is saying to Traci, well, I'm afraid it's worse than I thought. There's obviously more than one personality at play here, and the one I just spoke to is rather concerning. So I just wonder if he's talking about Belle or Miss Abbott, because Belle, she's flirty. She likes her tequila with lime. She likes to crawl all over piano players. She's just a good time girl. So concerning, but not scary. Ms. Abbott is scary. She's the one who wants to hurt people. She wants to hurt Tucker and frame Audra. So I wonder if it's Ms. Abbott that he's more concerned about. And I also hope that Jack and Diane get their heads out of their boo holes and that Kyle does the same. And they realize that Harrison's home safe, Jack's home safe, Ashley is losing it, and they all need to focus on her. All right, our last spoiler is my favorite spoiler, and it has to do with Sally, Spectra, and Audra Charles. So it's very interesting. Sally is in a very good place with Adam. Remember, she was telling him last week, I need to be there for you so you can be there for Connor. That's my role in this, which I thought was great. And she told him, we're in a really good place. Just don't pull back for me. Don't hide from me, that kind of thing. They seem great. Audra has been turning down Tucker's engagement efforts, turning down the ring. And now Nate is coming, sniffing around, telling her Tucker's no good. She deserves better. Maybe she'd be more open to marriage if it was another guy. So that's the two kind of sides from Audra and Sally going into, and Tucker talked to Audra and he wanted to take her to Paris. And he did tell her that he was concerned about Ashley. That's the context going into this. So Sally is asking Audra next week, how do you know when it's finally time to cut and run? So this is another spoiler that's vague, kind of like the Lily, Devon, Nate one, where it leads us to believe that Sally is talking about leaving Adam, and it's asking Audra, when do you know it's time to go? I don't think that is the case at all. I think Sally is asking Audra hypothetically about her and Tucker and saying, okay, like if Audra's saying, no, everything's fine, it's not the time to stir the pot or anything. And then Sally may ask, when do you know that it's time? Because Nate's telling her it's time. It sounds like Sally is asking her to at least consider that it might be time to walk away from Tucker. But in no way do I think this is about Sally walking away from Adam, although I feel like the promo was structured to be very misleading. But that's the thing that CBS Daytime likes to do with both Bold and YR. They like to do misleading promos. They will put things from dream sequences and promos, kisses and things that don't ever happen on the show, things that I find very misleading, things that I consider to be outright lies to fans, because promos are supposed to be spoilers. So we'll see how it goes, but I feel like a couple of these scenes were quite misleading as we head into next week. So be sure and check back tomorrow for the full roster of Y&R weekly spoilers. Drop your comments on what you're excited to see. Subscribe if you haven't already, and come back soon. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I'm here talking soaps with you 7 days a week.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.